Today we'll be talking about the McDonald versus liebeck case and how it shaped the industry today and had some of the rules having to be changed today. We're going to start off first with a little information about McDonald's. McDonald's was first established around 1940 by the McDonald brothers. It was a barbecue spot at first, and they started as a barbecue spot, and they were, of course, selling barbecue food and just like any other restaurant. And then after some reevaluation, trying to figure out ways to make the company better, they changed it to the fast food restaurant and started doing fast food. And they're one of the first ones that, started this method, trying to get food fast and ready for customers, just trying to hurry up and get some fast food. So McDonald's, they franchised first by this guy, Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc, of course, came along with some great ideas, franchising McDonald's, and that's when they came up with the 15-cent burger, and pretty much from there, they just expanded and took off. They became the main standard, one of the biggest companies when it comes to fast food restaurants, and that's pretty much why McDonald's is still number one, or if not number one, top of the chain when it comes to fast food restaurants. Just to put it into perspective, McDonald's made a revenue of $23 billion in the fiscal year ending in December 2022. So that's a lot of money for one company to make. So yeah, that's some background on McDonald's. Some background on the case would be a lady named Stella Liebeck. She was a widow, and she bought a cup of coffee from McDonald's. She bought the cup of coffee from McDonald's, and as she pulled over to one of the parking spots in McDonald's to put her sugar and creamer in her coffee, the coffee spilled on her. When the coffee spilled on her, causing third-degree burns. She had to go to the hospital for 8 days, and she also had to go through a series of therapy pretty much for the next 2 years in order to, help her heal properly. And she had to get 2 skin grafts done. So it caused a lot of damage to her nerves and skin, and she had to get all of those things fixed. After she was done with the whole hospital thing, she only tried to sue the company for about $20K to cover all medical expenses. Of course, McDonald's denied this, saying they didn't feel like they were responsible for that. So they offered her $800 of the $20K she asked for. She then went to lawyers, and they then turned to try to, take the case out of court and everything, of course, and settle for $2.7 million. Well, of course, McDonald's definitely was like $2.7 million, no way. So they couldn't settle out of court. They ended up going to court, and McDonald's, of course, ended up losing that because how it ties back to the tort law and everything. It's basically having to do with companies having to be liable in being able to protect their customers, and companies being liable for things they do. For example, McDonald's selling coffee at 180 degrees to 200 degrees. So the coffee was served at around 180 to 200 degrees. The court pretty much came to the finding saying that that's basically too hot and it's not safe for, customers or consumers. And so in that finding, it changed the whole outscape of everything with all of these companies, because a lot of these companies now are following suit and making sure they're not selling food too hot, which is, even in today's time, we may get food or drinks that, maybe hot drinks, but they're not as hot as we would like because they can't have it too hot because of a situation like this. So this case pretty much changed how hot we get our food and how hot can all of these fast foods and restaurants make our food. The reason why McDonald's was found, guilty of that, because they didn't hold any responsibility, in which with these companies, we have to hold responsibility with things like that. They could have did things as simple as having in certain cups to protect the customers, or even, a warning or anything. And this wasn't the first time someone, a customer had this happen to them when it came to the hot coffee. So I wouldn't say it hurt the business that much because, I mean, like I said in the beginning of the video, McDonald's still make a lot of money. But it did change the way they make the products, sell the products, and, you know, of course, temperature-wise, and maybe the way, you know, they put their products in certain cups and things. So the main reason why I think, you know, McDonald's really lost that case is because the negligence on their part, due to it having prior incidents of customers spilling the hot coffee on them or maybe hurting them, and McDonald's never taking action to it. So therefore, with the tort law, negligence on that played a big part in that case, and by it having to happen so many times, it was a matter of time before it caught up to him, pretty much. So, do I agree with the decision on the court? Yes, I do, because these big corporations make so much money because of consumers like us, and I feel like they have to do their part to also take care of us and respond. And when something like that happens, they're trying to throw their bucks in their face, their money in our face, and deny everything, liability of everything, and basically not being responsible for their products. So I do agree with the court's decision saying that they should pay her for her medical expenses, even though a lot of people may say, oh, well, it was her mistake, she wasted it. But still, if she wanted coffee that hot, you know, even if you try to go request that, go make your own coffee at home. I mean, be responsible. You're serving multiple people when having a business, selling multiple people, they got to understand you have to serve your products a certain way to protect them also. So having coffee that hot is just not necessary, and I don't think, and yeah, I feel like they made the right decision.